So I'm Carl. I've got a fairly young family with a 13-year-old daughter, a 19-year-old stepson, and last year I had the opportunity to retire at 53, and it was a bit of an epiphany, really. I made a decision that I needed to change. I got type 2 diabetes, morbidly obese, and things weren't really looking good for me. Every morning I would wake up and feel ill, and every night I'd go to bed feeling ill. I realised that if I continued in the way that I was going, then I wouldn't be here anymore. I'd looked at other methods of weight loss, surgery, weight loss drugs. I didn't think that was for me. I knew that I had to do it in a positive way for me and not just lose the weight but improve my fitness. And what I really needed to do was to go somewhere that was going to make me change as a person. So I contacted Paula and we spoke about TEAM and what it could offer, and I made the decision to come here for 10 weeks. I'd never been in a gym. I hadn't exercised forever, and it was a bit overwhelming, really. And the reality is you grow every day here. The work's hard, it's brutal. But the more you do and the more you learn, the more it works. When we talk about people, for me, that is one of the most significant things about TEAM. The people I've met here are truly amazing, whether it's the coaches, the management, but actually more importantly, the other campers. The camaraderie that you have is like I've never known anywhere else in my life. The amount of time you're spending with people. You know, you're waking up with them, you're eating with them, you're training with them. 1 week here with somebody is like how you would spend a year with a friend. One of the other campers here, when I arrived, said to me, he said, when I come here, I see it as my job. And from that moment, that's the way I looked at it. Being here for 10 weeks was my job, and I've got a goal to achieve. The food here is outstanding. When you've been working hard, it's so important that we get fed and we enjoy the food, and the food gives us, it sustains us. But interestingly, after the first few days, I'm no longer feeling hungry. We learn about the ingredients in nutrition, and we learn that in general we're following a primal type of diet. We're having fat in our diet, and we learn that sugar is the enemy. And it gives you an education for when you leave here as well. You have to believe in the process. And if you believe in the process and stick to the process, I don't think it can't work. What I would say, to have significant weight loss, you need to plan properly before arrival, understand what you're coming to, and thirdly, make sure you have enough time to achieve your goals. When I arrived here, I was asked why I was here. It was for my family. It was for my wife, my daughter, my stepson. But as my journey's progressed, I've realised that it's for me as well. When that change starts to be significant and you start to feel well in yourself and your energy levels are there, being here has really made me think differently as a person. Seeing other people's journeys, seeing them achieve, the feeling of supporting them on that journey is something that I've not experienced before. When we look at a physical aspect for me, I couldn't move properly when I arrived. any small piece of activity would make me tired. And the difference now, yesterday we went out at 9 a.m. and got back at 1:30, and I completed the full hike, and I could have gone again. From someone who couldn't walk out the front gates. Being able to buy clothes, because of course my clothes started becoming too baggy, and I've been able to buy clothing that I wouldn't have been able to buy historically because those brands didn't fit me, but now they do. And these are all massive wins, the wins that you don't expect. I arrived here with type 2 diabetes with very high blood sugars. Within a few days, my blood sugar started to normalise. After conversations with my diabetic nurse, I've reduced all of my medication. I'm no longer taking fast-acting insulin, and that in itself is just massively significant. On my last weigh-in, I'd just tipped over 4 stone, about 4 stone 2 pounds. But I'm already planning my life outside of boot camp. I've got a local PT that I've already signed up for, and I go to meet them once I exit here. One of the guys who was very fundamental to me here during my time, who supported me here, has invited me to gym buddy him at his gym. And for the early days, I've organised that I'm going onto a food prep service, and that's so I can continue my journey, what I've done here, without thinking about it too much. I've also booked a further 5 weeks here, and I'll be coming back in May and into June, because I'm not finished yet. And I even think after that, I'll continue to come to TEAM, maybe a week every 2 months to keep me topped up. I have the time to be able to do it, and so I need to invest in myself now to allow me to be the person that I need to be for me and my family.